God trusted Joseph to raise a child that wasn't his, biologically speaking, to parent the creator of the universe, to be the earthly father to God in human form. And like we're reminded in John chapter 1 that in him and through him, that is Jesus, all things came into being. And yet Joseph gets to cradle Jesus in his arms, to teach him a trade. Joseph is in many ways a really ordinary guy, and yet he's trusted by God with this incredible role. And I just love that. I love in Joe that we see the call to fatherhood, because you see Joseph wasn't Jesus' biological father, so it's extending that. Then Jesus grows up and he doesn't marry and he doesn't have kids. And so in many ways, as we look at Joseph and Mary and Jesus, we see an unsettling and a pushing the boundaries of what we often understand as family. I have a relative who often says blood is thicker than water. What he means is that family ties kind of transcend anything else. But what the Bible teaches us is that water is thicker than blood, that the bonds of baptism bring us into a new and extended family. And so in this God Unborn series, we look at Joseph, who was Jesus' father, but not his biological father. And it reminds us that fatherhood is this ever-growing and enlarging concept in the Bible. Joseph says yes to God unborn, to Father Jesus in the womb, and to step in and take a risk and to be obedient in a culture. Nobody's going to believe that's his kid. In fact, it's not his kid. They're not going to believe that Mary was faithful to him, even though she was. He'll take shame and he'll take ridicule and snide comments and people whispering behind the back. But Joseph says yes. And so for me, that's a real challenge. Where am I prepared to take risks? Where am I prepared to step out in a generation where they're more likely to have a smartphone than to father in the home? Where can I father beyond my own kids and speak into the lives of others? What does it look like to be a spiritual father in this generation?